Tonight, we're hearing from that Vancouver man who says he had to fight to protect his family when a now former Doordash driver brought a gun to his home to confront him, he says, all over a tip. Alma McCarty's here with the details. Alma, sounds like a pretty wild encounter.
Definitely a wild encounter, David. Part of this struggle was actually caught on camera, as you can see here, right outside of the front door. The homeowner tells me it really caught him by surprise how a situation like this over a tip could escalate.
A quiet morning in Vancouver interrupted.
This loud bang on the door, real loud, startled my daughter, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, who the heck's pounding on the door?"
Anthony Volino explains it was the Doordash delivery driver who'd come by the house the night before when his daughter ordered groceries.
It was a considerable amount. It was about $100 worth of food. The food was delivered to her. Apparently, she had to give a tip through the online system, which was deducted.
But the driver...
Y'all like, share, subscribe, comment on the video, interact with the channel, man. We're about to get into this topic right here about a DoorDash employee went back to one of their customers and demanded a cash tip. I guess he wasn't satisfied with the tip that she left online, and he went back with a gun to demand a tip. Let's start it over from the top. Get all the details, and we're going to get into this conversation right here. It's pretty interesting.
Tonight, we're hearing from that Vancouver man who says he had to fight to protect his family when a now former Doordash driver brought a gun to his home to confront him, he says, all over a tip. Alma McCarty's here with the details. Alma, sounds like a pretty wild encounter.
Definitely a wild encounter, David. Part of this struggle was actually caught on camera, as you can see here, right outside of the front door. The homeowner tells me it really caught him by...
Listen, man, if you're going to go to somebody's house with a gun, don't get the gun taken away from you, man. You could have lost your life. You could have lost your life, man, with your own gun. He could have killed you and got away with that. I wonder what they charged him with. Let's see.
Surprise how a situation like this over a tip could escalate.
A quiet morning in Vancouver interrupted.
This loud bang on the door, real loud, startled my daughter, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, who the heck's pounding on the door?"
Anthony Volino explains it was the Doordash delivery driver who'd come by the house the night before when his daughter ordered groceries.
It was a considerable amount. It was about $100 worth of food. The food was delivered to her. Apparently, she had to give a tip through the online system, which was deducted.
But
I'm going to say this about that, man. Like, they take the tip, I guess they take at least about 5, 10, maybe 15% at the most. And I guess that's a mandatory tip online now to do the DoorDash and the Uber Eats and the stuff like that. And I'm going to say this, like, people are not obligated to tip. I mean, it's generous. Like, I would hope people would tip. I'm a tipper. I tip. But nobody's obligated to tip. You can't demand a tip. Like, you can't get mad if somebody doesn't tip. You're not entitled to a tip. You're entitled to the tip that your job is giving you, but you can't, especially you definitely can't go to somebody's house. Go back. This man left their house. He dropped the groceries off, left their house, thought about that shit like, man, that motherfucker should have gave me a bigger tip. Or she should have gave me a cash tip. Or, like, what? My serving people, like, you know what I'm saying, DoorDashes and stuff like that, man, y'all have to calm down, man. If you want guaranteed money, you need to get a job that guarantees your money. You can't force somebody to give you a tip. That ain't how that works. I understand your phone bill due, your light due, rent due, whatever the case may be, man. But you can't just strong on people into giving you a tip. You can't do that.
driver had apparently wanted a cash tip, and for a second, Volino thought about giving him one.
When he again said, I want my tip. That's when I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. He leaned in like I didn't hear him. And that's when I put my hand up like a stop sign and I said, hey, hey, hey. And I said, you need to leave now.
A scuffle ensued, and that's when
Damn, you finna barge in like, they probably charge him with robbery. You barging in this man's house and you got a gun on your hip over a tip? Hey, you might well just go rob somebody.
Lino realized the man at their door had a gun in his waistband.
When I felt the steel, my heart just sank. My heart just sank. I was like, oh God, help me now. He tripped right here and he
Dude, you got your gun snatched from you, dog. Off your waist. Everybody shouldn't have weapons, man.
tripped up against my wife's car. And as he was on the ground, I came about right here and I leaned over and I cleared the handgun.
Vancouver
In all honesty, though, if he has a gun on his hip, he may have forgot that he had it on his hip, or I don't know. I'm trying to give him some grace right here. He might have forgot that he had the gun on his hip. He had this, if he have his concealed carry, and he got a holster or whatever the case may be, he might have just forgot that he had the gun on him. Because when he got up off the ground right there, it don't look like he really wanted a confrontation. He was just telling the man, he probably told him to give him his gun back or something like that. But you gotta be aware of what you're doing, though, man. I'm not making an excuse for this. Like he's totally in the wrong. Totally in the wrong. But I'm saying he might have forgot that he had the gun on him or something like that, because I don't think that he was actually trying to use the gun as intimidation. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know.
police arrived soon after, identifying the suspect as Robert Delahant and arresting him. The spokesperson for Doordash told KGW that the company has a zero-tolerance policy for harassment of any kind. What happened was unacceptable, and the dasher involved was immediately deactivated.
And my kids were in there. They were at the my grandkids were at the door. My daughter's outside screaming. If he would have drew that gun and missed me and shot one of my kids, it would have been devastating.
The suspect faces felony harassment, DUI, and assault charges. Neither he nor Valina was injured in this incident. David, back to you.
Yeah, what a story. Thanks so much, Alma.
Yeah, man, he was totally in the wrong. Totally in the wrong, man. You don't go back to somebody's house demanding a tip in no way, shape, form, or fashion, especially with a gun on your hip, man. You have to be aware, even if it was an accident, you have to be aware of what you got going on and what you're doing. You can't just... Then you got the gun snatched from you. You could have got killed, man. You could have accidentally killed somebody. That situation could have got real ugly, real fast. But, I hope he learned this lesson. I hope the family's not shook up or whatever the case may be, man. But y'all like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know how y'all feel about this topic right here, man. Hit the link in the description. You want tattoos or piercing, you in Dallas, Texas, holla at your boy. If you want custom rugs, if you in the city or anywhere in America, we can get it to your doorstep, man. Hit the link in the description. Don't be a lame like these Doordashers out here demanding tips. Man, it's crazy.